Good day, class. So our topic is about introduction to algebra. Okay. So we have two objectives for the intro to algebra. The first one is to define constants, variables, and algebraic expression. Also, to state the patterns and relationships in real life situation. Okay. So here, before we define the a definition of terms or the terms of variable, constants, and algebraic expression, let us first observe this given problem. So Joanne helps feed the chicken in her father's farm. Each day, a chicken eats 70 grams of growing mass. Joanne must prepare a food budget for the chickens. So here is an example of a food budget in a form of a table. Okay, so we have here the number of chickens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have the amount of food. So here in this given table, for one chicken, the amount of food is 70, or the chicken eats 70 grams. Okay, so meaning to say, for the two chickens, okay, 70 multiplied by the number of chickens, alright, so the amount of food now would be 140 grams, okay. So how do we get the other numbers of chickens, or the amount of food for if we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chickens, okay? So we can make here a pattern, okay? So multiplying the amount of food for one chicken, okay, to the number of chicken. For example, 70 times 3, we would know that for 3 chickens, there are 210. Okay, and then 70 times 4, 280 for 4 chickens. And for 5 chickens, we have 350 grams. For 6, 420. For 7, 490. And for 8 chickens, 560. Okay, so again, let's answer this question. How did we find the amount of food given the amount of food given the number of chickens? Okay, so if this is our table earlier, once completed, we got the amount of food. Amount of food is equal to the number of chickens. We multiplied the number of chickens to 70. Okay, which is the amount of food per chicken, or for each chicken. Okay, so this is basically the application of the variables and the constant. So what if, okay, what if the number of chickens are 480? Are we going to just have a pattern of skip counting, or do we need to make use of variables and constants? So to answer that, let us now discuss the difference between variable and constant. So let's start off with variable. So variable, it means that it is any symbol representing possible values of a quantity. Okay, so these are the possible values of a quantity, meaning to say it changes. Okay, so an example of that, since we have here any symbol, you can make use of any symbol, just like the pictures, any symbol you wish. But in mathematics, okay, the symbol often used here are the letters in the English alphabet. For example, A, B, C, etc. Okay, just to represent the possible values of quantity. So we have here an application in real life that changes the amount of food, okay? So it changes or it varies, okay? So for example, your food today is for just 20 pesos and then next day would be different, right? Also the cost. Cost of anything is changing, right? And lastly, your savings. So it varies. If you have any savings or savings, it changes. Okay, second is the constant. So for the constant, it is any symbol representing one fixed value. meaning to say it doesn't change. Okay, that's why it's fixed value and what we call the constant. So in mathematics, okay, the examples of the things or the numbers that do not change are 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, they do not change. Also, in real life, the real numbers, we just discussed what real numbers are. Okay, so for the whole numbers, for instance, it doesn't change that for whole numbers, they are the zero and the natural numbers. Also, with the integers, okay, we have negative, zero, and positive numbers. They do not change. In application in real life, the number of hours in a day, we know that the number of hours is always 24 hours. It doesn't change, right? So whether you're in the mood to make it 25 or you're too tired and just wanted to make it 20 hours, we cannot do that. Okay, so it's fixed value. Okay, also the number of days in a week. Okay, it's always 7 days. So that is the difference between the variable and the constant. So again, for the variable, it changes and it's representing a certain value. For the constant, it's representing one fixed value and doesn't change. Okay, so let's now move on to expression. So in our expression, we have two types, the numerical expression versus the algebraic expression. I know that you are more familiar with the numerical expression because it simply means that it is any combination of one or more constants along with at least one mathematical operation. Okay, so meaning to say just a combination of numbers. For example, 1 plus 5, okay, so 1 and 5 are constants, right? So we have two constants here with at least one mathematical operation, which is addition. Also 2 minus 6 plus 4. Okay, so these are numerical expressions that I know that you're very familiar of. Aside from numerical expression, we also have what we call algebraic expression. So for algebraic expression class, it is any combination of one or more constants and variables along with at least one mathematical operation. Okay? So here, it's not only the constants or the numbers, okay? It's also a combination of the variables. So for instance, we have 3a plus 5b and then 2xy minus z. Okay, so this, if we combine a constant and a variable, it means that the operation is multiplication. Okay, so please remember that. Okay, we do not need to put the multiplication symbol since they are different. We have the number and the letter, we can combine them. Okay, it's automatic that it's pertaining to multiplication. Okay, so for your assignment, tell whether the given is constant or variable. So we have here 10 items. So for constant, do you think it doesn't change? For variable, do you think it changes? Okay, so another, okay, classify or group the expression or the numerical expression from an algebraic expression. Okay, so in total, we have 20 items for the assignment. Please do not forget to upload your answers on the LMS. Thank you for listening.